Okay, no, bene. Welcome. In this presentation, we'll summarize a fantastic tutorial on how to build a modern SaaS application in 2026 using Next.js, Supabase, and Stripe. I just spoke like the ex-president of my country. So the modern tech stack. The modern tech stack. First, let's look at the powerful and popular technology used in this build. For the front end, we have Next.js, a leading React framework, and the entire backend is handled by the Supabase, an open source powerhouse providing our database, authentication, and more. uh, yeah, it's open source Firebase alternative. Yeah, but Firebase not bad at all. I'm using Firebase. Firebase is amazing. I love Firebase. And and yeah, payments. Now everybody's using Stripe. Okay, all right, relax. Everybody's using Stripe. Even the big guys, the industry's leaders, they're all using it. So might just use yourself, right? Um, the reason why I'm saying this is because there are other ways of doing it clearly, but it's up to you if you like which one you like, which one makes sense for you. Basically, this is the gold standard for online transactions, right? And finally, but not the least, we have our place of deploying seamlessly a application, a hosting, deployment and hosting, uh, which is called Verso. The Verso, which is great about it, I tried it a couple of times. You can literally deploy from your GitHub account. You are two buttons away from deploying from GitHub, which is amazing. So basically, let's say you're working on a project, right? Hello? You still with me? You're working on a project, right? Like this. And you save to GitHub. Click here. Obviously, you sign into. Then you go on your GitHub. Hello? Go on your GitHub. Find your amazing application. And I think you connect. I think I have one already. I don't remember which one is it. There's a lot going on here, bro. And what you do, you go in Verso. Let me just see. I don't want you to think that I'm a fraud or something. There is other likes later. Guys, these are projects that I've been working on developing them and basically never really get to a serious point. So they're working. I mean, it's working project. But I want to show you how easy it is. So you have here repositories, and see connection between. I don't remember exactly how you send, if you pull it from here or you just don't remember exactly, to be honest, because I've done this a long time ago. I think you go on deployment somewhere here and you just create a new one, and then you have like a list. Hold on, taking a piss. As and you find the projects and you just deploy it. Yeah, really simple. It's just blocking right now. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff open, to be honest. And I got this, I got this, I got that. Where is it? Where's the? Ah, there it is. SAAS. Yeah, we're not gonna get into this because it's gonna gonna be long. We want to focus on the project, right? So they we talk about that, right? So you talk about Verso, and then process begins with setting up a project foundation. This involves cloning a start template from GitHub, configuring your local environment variables with all the necessary API keys, creating a new project in the Superbase dashboard, and using the Superbase command line tool to manage your backend like um, any other database. Okay, that's how it goes. You add your API keys. You should always add it in your database so that they are handled securely and nobody's gonna copy them and use them. Okay, and yeah, then obviously your old data, the database, most of the database have authentication system as well. I think all of them, right? um, I might be wrong. And you need authentication system so that you know, basically, if you create a subscription plan or anything like that, you know who paid for it, and you allow them some services right on the plan, on your SaaS or anything like that. And how you're gonna make the payment? Obviously, you integrate Stripe, because while you do Stripe, it just figure out, uh, it sort out everything for you. So, for example, on this application that I built, you can see that I have here, uh, basically, this is a small widget, if you say, a little bit of user interaction, whatever, small model, with a button. It doesn't do much, says a couple of words, and then you click on it, same as when you will buy, right? And you add here the price, and then you go to the process of payment, right? And this is handled by them. It's not by me. I ain't got this. This is their page, right? You set this up on your Stripe account, and everything that happens in here, they know, they record it, and you get taxed for it, and it's all legal, right? There's no scamming in here because you don't have anything to say in this. Everything. Obviously, even if you want to reach this point, right? You need a company like I have here, right? So it's everything has to be illegal for you to even reach this point. Then obviously you will have some suggestions here in what it works according to the where part of the world you're living in, right? And you'll have some of the most common payments payment methods used, but it's also a lot about you, the one that you choose, because you have this ability of choosing, and you have to go through some processes to verify your account basically and use these systems of payments, right? These banks and so on, right? And obviously, for example, let's say you want to pay with Revolut. At this point, each of them have a system, right? And you go, you see, that's it's coming from them. That's not coming from me. You know, have nothing to do. And then you go and you verify your payments and everything. Everything legit is working. So you need one of these. Clearly, you need that if you want to for clients to actually consider you, right? If you don't have that set up correctly and it looks a little bit shady, then you get yourself a problem because people will not trust you. People don't want to pay in general, yet along a shady website, right? So your duty is to make it as clear as possible and as transparent as possible. And you always talk about refunds and stuff like that when you're selling products. Otherwise, it's gonna be a problem. Anyways, Stripe Stripe integration. I showed you. I'm not gonna go into Stripe now and show you all that stuff because it's a headache. Okay, it's a full grown up headache. Alright, it's not a light work. It's not a migraine that your wife usually tells you that she has. Right? That's not what it is. This is a full time headache. That's what it is. Stripe, setting up Stripe. But once you understand, said how it goes, you set it up, and it's I guess it's simple. It's a lot more simple, but yeah, do not think this is a light work. Stripe, right? And then you deployment. I guess deployment also makes a big uh, difference when you choose a platform where to deploy. But this, for example, my choice was to use a simple site that they give to me for free, so I don't have to pay. But I also have my website, right, which I pay for. So I guess what it does make sense is to pay for your own website, right? Like I did here. So your own domain. Obviously, you pay for the domain, for the name, you register it, whatever, you go through all that process, and then you use it to deploy inside Verso, right? And you use that name basically, and everything that gets deployed on Verso goes on that name, right? But there's some connections you have to make there. It's not like that simple as it might sound. So I'll say the best practices. I would say that I don't know, key lessons, having a separate local development environment. This allows you to build and test new features in a safe sandbox before deploying them to your live users. And what I use is this beautiful Cursor app. You can also use VS Code and Cloud Code, whatever code you feel comfortable with, whatever IDE you feel comfortable with. And then you you want to develop that, obviously look at it on a local host, make sure it works, and then deploy it on GitHub for Git control, for version control, and then from there you pass it over to Verso when you feel like you have a decent version to present in front of people. But I guess what it is here, right? because you can deploy on a main, and then whatever changes you deploy on the branch, and then you push the branch on the main, right? So I guess what it is here, right? And still, from the moment you will think, well, I launched the product, that's it, right? I can go to sleep now. No, you don't go to sleep. No, it's not how it is. What it is that you just enter a new world that now you have to maintain, right? So then you have to make sure the bugs and everything, all the feedback comes up. You'll understand certain features are not really fully developed, and there's little bits that you can do here and there. So I guess this is where you know, this is where the difference is between amateurs and greedy, hungry for money um, flippers, the type of guys that are flipping things, that they buy for a price and sell it for a different. They flip it, they get a profit. And separates from actual developers and people that want to build something, be remembered for their work and their input, and you know because there's a lot of work of maintenance to do, right? And it makes sense for you to, since the website is there, it's functional, and you put it up there, people see it. Now you have problems, you have to keep it, keep up with the demands and everything. So yeah, not an easy task. That's why you should always pick something that you are passionate about, and you find that energy required to spend on it every single time that it's needed. Otherwise, you'll just find yourself drained, and you don't want to do it anymore, and you feel like the money is not good enough. You might just change it. You might just give up. So there's no point in that, because that means you don't understand the rules of the game. The rules of the game, in order to win, you have to go through a lot of nonsense, a lot of hard work, and eventually you'll make it. But if you're not passionate about enough, you will not make it, because you ain't got it like that in you. You're not willing to push extra, go through all that uh, struggle and all those hard tasks. You just want the easy money, you want whatever, want things to happen like that. You think you launch your product and that's it, you become a millionaire or something. That's nonsense, right? Even if you have the right number people around you, or um, support, are still not a warranty, you know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.